Welcome back, nerd friends, for episode 57 of the Nerd Chills podcast. We're almost to 60. We're almost over the hill. Actually, I don't know when the hill starts and ends. I'm 32, so I just know I'm approaching it.
60 is the new 80.
Whatever.
No, 40.
I don't know.
I think that's how that works.
Cool. So this is Adam Diaz, as always, and with me is CJ sitting in the second chair. How you doing, CJ?
Yeah, I'm doing okay, I guess.
I should say we are recording Super Bowl Sunday, and CJ is a big Patriots fan, so be gentle with him. It was a good game, though, bro. It was a good game. So
it was a good game. I almost didn't even make the pod because I thought I was going to fight the people sitting behind us.
Dude, I cannot watch a Super Bowl with my team in it around people who either don't care about football or like the other team. Like, I have to be with like-minded people. So
these guys were just being really loud and obnoxious, so I'd turn around and go, first-time Patriots fan or first-time Eagles fans because your Chiefs choke in the playoffs, huh? And then they didn't like that too much. So
it's probably accurate, though, because the Chiefs do choke in the playoffs. Suck it, Chiefs.
It got real bad.
Right on. Sitting in the third chair is Charlie. Welcome, Charlie.
Hi.
How'd you enjoy the Super Bowl?
I thought it was a great game, and it did not matter to me because I am a Green Bay fan, and they didn't do so great this year. So
Did better than the Bears. That's all we know.
Good game.
And
nice to see
commercials and stuff.
Yeah, some of the commercials are really good.
Speaking of our fourth chair, how you doing, Robin?
Oh, good.
You're good?
Yeah.
How was the Super Bowl for you?
It was good.
Cowboy-less,
I'm just in it for the
Coltless.
I'm just in it for the commercials.
Just in it for the commercials.
Super Bowl miss.
Yep, cool. So, yeah, good stuff. So, episode 57, we're going to go over for our main topic a possible acquisition by Microsoft of picking up a lot of things so they can have some first-party titles. But we're going to start out like we always do. And since she's closest to me in proximity, I think, Charlie, what have you been playing this week?
Well, spoiler alert, I'm going to go into your guys' a little bit. We all got together and played Dragon Ball FighterZ.
That was very fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was super fun. Robin has some mad skills. Like, I think she might be some female Flash. Is there a female Flash?
There is a
Ms.
female
Flash?
Flash. I don't know what her name is, though. I haven't watched the
Flashina?
season since, like, season 3. So.
Yeah.
Flashina, I think, is right. So
I think that's
It's
Robin.
called button mashing.
You're particularly fast at it, though.
I've never seen anyone button mash so hard they seize up. Whether, like, as soon as she's done with the match, she's like, my back hurts and my arms hurt and my hands hurt. Like, I almost recorded a video
Where am I?
of Charlie's hands, like, moving like normal, like pressing buttons and using the sticks. And then Robin's hands literally clenching every finger all at once to try and hit all the buttons at once. And, like, I played her for one of those matches, and she had her characters cycling in, and she had all 3 characters on the screen at one time just destroying me. I was like, what are you doing to do that? And she's like, I don't know!
So yeah, it's really, really good. It's very accessible. I'm not a Dragon Ball Z fan. I think I could be. I've just never watched it. I know enough about the characters to get by, but you don't really have to play it, watch it, or have played any of the other games to like it. And it's a really good fighting game in and of itself without knowing anything about the Dragon Ball Z universe. So I really had fun with it.
It was really cool.
And then I also played Horizon. I'm getting all my collectibles because I'm about to finish that game.
Nice.
Oh, snap.
Then you can give us a spoiler review, or spoiler-free, whichever you choose to do.
Be like, it was the government.
The game's been out long enough now
Where
where...
for like a year almost.
I still haven't played it, so.
You should.
I mean, I've started it. I just haven't
So
finished
dang
it.
good.
Cool. Could you? So we'll jump over to Missouri. CJ, what have you been playing this week, bro?
I've just been playing Clash Royale. Started playing that again.
It's so much
I've been
fun.
playing. It is fun, but it's really frustrating.
There's no doubt about
I've been
that.
playing just League of Legends because the new season started up, and it's just been fun to play that one again. And then I was playing Monster Hunter since it's been out, and I was actually able to play with you guys as well.
Indeed.
That was super fun.
Yeah, we wound up in the second area a bit earlier than normal, and then we're like, let's just run around and murder shit. So,
It
a
was
good
really
time.
cool.
I'm sorry for not watching you guys. I don't know if you streamed or not.
We didn't
We
stream.
didn't stream.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'm going to go and wander around to the grocery store for 2 hours and then go home and go to bed.
I was like, I'm going to stream it on the Nerd Chills thing since it's 3 of us playing. And I was like, what's the password again? And I was like, fuck it, let's just play. So, no worries.
Well,
That's pretty much all I've been playing.
Right on. Robin, what have you been playing this past
Just
week?
Monster Hunter. Like, that's it.
You have 2 bloodshot eyes because
I
you
have
don't
really
blink
bloodshot eyes.
during Monster Hunter.
It hurts to close them. There's like pressure.
would you say you don't want to close your eyes?
I don't want to fall asleep.
Because you'd miss Monster Hunter and you don't want to miss a thing.
Yeah.
She almost didn't record with us so she could play Monster Hunter tonight.
Yeah.
So, and I think she might be leaving before the news section hits. It's up to her. So we'll see how that turns out. But right on, just Monster Hunter, huh?
Just Monster Hunter. It's so fun.
You're the only person I know, since we kind of did just start, that's successfully captured a monster rather than killing it.
Yeah.
Really?
I caught
You
it
figured out
today.
how to do that?
Yeah, so I was trying to. I was on that mission, your first mission, where you go into the second world, where you have to like protect the researchers or whatever.
Yeah.
And you have to kill the big
Rock monster?
Baroth or something. It's called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What we killed last
Yeah,
night.
and it took forever. And as soon as it started limping, I put down a pitfall trap, which was hard because there's mud everywhere in that world. So I found the
Yeah.
closest area that had any flat ground that I could put a pitfall trap on, and I did it. It walked straight into it, and I just threw 2 trank bombs, and it was like mission complete. I was like, yes!
That's awesome.
Do you guys find that like the worlds are big enough? Because I guess that's my main concern with that game is it's kind of reminiscent of an RPG, but not really an RPG because there are only like 4 or 5 environments so far, right?
I've only been to one of them. We checked out the second one last night. They
It's
are rather...
very big.
The worlds
though.
themselves are pretty substantially large, where like you can get lost pretty easily.
I've been lost multiple times.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
And you can just bring up your map and fast travel between the different areas. So each one's broken down into like multiple sections. So like last night when we were running around, like, CJ, where are you at? And CJ's like, oh, I'm traveling through 4. And you go on your map and they're broken apart into different like districts almost, where you can see where...
Like Hunger Games.
Exactly like Hunger Games. So I took my bow and arrow and then I shot President Snow in the
I was
heart.
going to say, Robin kills or traps the animals. She's like, take that, President Snow.
If you burn, we
This is for
burn.
District 4.
So yeah, I haven't had a problem with it being too small, but I am curious to see when you hit the end game of the storyline. I know you can still collect and kill more stuff and get more gear.
I'm just all
If
about
the
that
world
gear.
winds up feeling small,
They should do like weekly drops like Assassin's Creed.
they're doing some stuff that are
They
timed
do,
events.
yeah, timed events, like
That's cool.
limited.
There's
missions.
so many menus in that game, dude. It's crazy.
I'm an ace spammer, so I don't read through the
Right.
tutorials, and I'm just like, how do I do this? And Adam has to be like, you press this button. I'm like, oh, okay.
I'm like the person in games who still learns from the menu on the loading, like the
Right,
tips
the
on
tips.
the loading.
There's
yeah,
like
yeah,
you
yeah.
can
like,
scroll through
oh my
tips
gosh.
on the loading screen. I'm like, God damn you, Xbox One X, stop loading so fast.
I do that in Horizon. I'm like, did you know?
That's so funny. Yeah, for me, for what I've been playing, Clash Royale still, like normal. I did decide to jump back into playing 1v1s and won like 8 in a row and bumped up to a
Dang.
new league so I can get new cards. So I'm just going to be squatting and doing 2v2s and collecting chests for like another 2 months. So that's fun. And then Monster Hunter, yeah. And then Dragon Ball, of course, we talked about. But Monster Hunter has been really interesting because I've played different ones before, and the familiarity I have with it makes it a whole lot easier for me. Like cooking, like knowing when to take something off at the right time is really easy for me to do, and understanding that that's going to increase my stamina bar is awesome. So it's not as daunting going through all the different menus, but seeing like different areas I can pick up, like basically like submissions or like side quests. I'm like, wow, there's a fuck ton to do in this world. Like even if you're just wandering around. So it's kind of weird how the multiplayer works, because if you're in the main city, you don't see each other. But if you like post a quest onto the board and then everyone accepts it and you all leave at the same time, then you see each other in like the actual world.
That's cool.
So it's a little bit odd, but crafting the fucking gear is so satisfying. And I made a Palico that looks just like my cat, so it's fucking super fun. But yeah, aside from that, I haven't.
Palicos are the best.
They're adorable, without a doubt. And the character makers, super intense too. So it was very fun. But yeah, that's about everything we've been playing. As far as what we've been watching, going in reverse order, I watched a lot of True Blood. I can't think of anything else that I watched this week. It's been a very busy week at work, and then there's been a lot of video games. So aside from True Blood, I think we're on season 4 now. Does that sound right? Yeah. Season 4. So
We got there pretty fast.
we did. We only have 3 seasons left. 7 seasons sound right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're powering through that pretty quick. It's cheesy. and weird, but I kind of like it. It's not bad. And it reminds me of American Horror Story because I started watching that season. I started watching that series on a season that had witches, and I finally caught up to the True Blood season that I started with, which is the witch season. And it's funny because I hadn't watched 1, 2, or 3. So when we got to season 4, I'm like, oh, I know what happens. And so I've been taunting Robin with spoilers this whole time.
Wow.
But that's about it for me. Robin, you're before me, right? Yeah. What have you been watching?
Just True Blood. So much True Blood.
She doesn't want to turn it off. Like, we've lost many hours of sleep.
Yeah, I think we woke up at like 11 this morning because we stayed up till 2 watching True Blood. Just True Blood.
Just True Blood for Robin?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Reverse order, CJ. What have you been watching this past week?
Just a lot of the Overwatch League. So, been learning a whole lot about that game and different comps and all that kind of fun stuff. So, that's really all I've been watching.
Everything I saw in the news this past week was R.I.P. Mercy because they nerfed her again.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just like, dude, can you stop fucking with that healer? Like, there's another support class in there. Just make her, like, standard. You don't have to make her super overpowered or super underpowered and then leave that character alone. So, we'll see if that ever happens.
I think the issue with Mercy is if you want somebody who can do revives, that's the problem.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like...
there's no good way to balance someone who can literally revive. And, like, she used to be able to bring back the whole team. Then it's just 2 people, and it's like...
I like it better when it's her
not much you
ultimate
can
than
do.
when it's, like, a normal ability where it has a cooldown, but...
Oh, yeah, it definitely belongs as a ultimate. Doesn't need to be a fucking cooldown, that's for sure.
We'll see how they balance that out, but right on. Overwatch League for CJ. Charlie, what have you been playing this past week? Or, I'm sorry, watching this past week.
I am almost done with Forensic Files, which I've heard makes a sad milestone in my life.
I don't think it's that sad,
I don't
although
think it's sad.
I understand why someone else would say it. So
Whenever Adam and I used to go to the gym at the apartment, they would have Forensic Files on, and I would purposely go to that station, like, I want to listen to this and see what's going on.
Yeah.
it's true. I would watch it without sound. And I'd be like, what's going on? I think he killed someone.
Gonna have to fill a huge
Murdered
hole in
over
my
a
life.
game of Monopoly.
A huge hole in your life left
After
by
this.
Forensic Files.
Yep. And then I've been listening to my sister, who's like a connoisseur of podcasts, turned me on to this one about like the early 1900s Hollywood. Like just the first 100 years of Hollywood, really, and it's really, really interesting. It's called You Must Remember This.
Oh,
So
wow.
I've
Cool.
been binging that. It's really, really, really good if you're into that sort of thing. Like, we're all pop culture nerds. Like, my mom's always been a celebrity person. Like, she knows everything about
Right.
celebrities. She's not a celebrity, but I was like, that's misleading. But yeah, it's really good if you're into that sort of thing.
Right on. Yeah, I started trying to listen to a few D&D podcasts, and I keep just not making it through. I started listening to Cosmic Crit, which is a Starfinder podcast that Wade told me about, which is okay. I've listened to Drunks and Dragons before, where it's drunk people, but it's like there's 200 episodes, you don't really know where to start.
Yeah.
So you have to Google where to start, and then you try that, and that doesn't work, and then you start at the beginning, and they're fucking just like a hot mess. There's Critical Hit, which is like voice actors that do one, but like their first episode starts in the middle of a campaign, and they're already really strong.
It's really silly.
I think Critical Role.
It might be Critical Role. There's Critical Role and Critical Hit, and I get them mixed up. Critical
Oh,
Hit,
okay.
actually, I think is a different one that's just like an amateur one. That's like 300 episodes deep.
Oh,
It's
jeez.
been going on for like 7 years. They
That
started.
doesn't seem very amateur.
They started with 3.5, but it's they all just don't hold my interest. I get bored with them very quickly. So, thank you, Charlie. I dropped my pen, and she was nice enough to pick it up for me. But yeah,
What is this?
I
Some
need to.
sexist test?
I threw my pen at Robin. Let's see what she does. I'll pick it
Nothing.
up. But right on. Yeah, you got to let me know about some of these podcasts because I don't really have a lot to listen to now that I've listened to Adventure Zone twice completely.
She's really good at finding them. She's always judging me, though. She's like, you're on a podcast. You don't listen to more podcasts. I'm like, I don't know. Like, I listen
don't
to
listen to
Scary-ish.
it. Yeah.
And I listen to sometimes this one. And I listen
Sometimes
to...
the one we're on.
And I listen to that one. That's pretty much it. But she always has, like, a new podcast. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't have enough time to listen to that many, so I like listen to Podcast Unlocked, Podcast Beyond. IGN's like smorgasbord of podcasts. I listen to all those, and then I listen to Kind of Funny. Kind of Funny is really weird though, because like I like listening to their daily show, but it's like them recapping the news and then just doing the same comedy bits like every 11 to 12, and then 12 to 1 is like Kind of Funny Games Daily.
Yeah.
which is more just news oriented, which is a lot better for me. But after the Christmas break, which was only like 5 days, I came back to work and I was like, I don't really want to listen to the morning show today at 11, and I've skipped it every day since, and I really don't want to go back to it.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. I'm just
Yeah, I haven't really. I used to watch it a lot, and then I've kind of dropped off on the kind of funny.
Yeah, it's because I feel like it's more about their like personalities now. Like they're trying to sell themselves rather than just read me the fucking news. And I'm a news junkie,
Yeah.
and that's really all I want. So Robin's getting all hot and bothered
It's
over
hot
here.
in here.
It is hot in here. So that's her way of saying, let's get on to the news, folks. So starting out for the big three, we have some Microsoft news. CJ, what do you got for us, bro?
I would have two, but we're going to talk about one later. Oh, getting a phone call. Let's see. Yeah, Microsoft acquires cloud-based gaming platform PlayFab. So it's funny how we're talking about just everyone buying all the other companies up. It's like we're going to only have 3 people that make games now.
It'll
That's
be
fucking
just
hilarious.
It's a cloud-based platform
cell
that basically
phones.
allows for more technology when it comes to graphics, which will be nice. Because a lot of times graphics on a disc can't be like you can't put enough information on the disc. So if it's traveling through the cloud, yes, there's more installs, but you don't have to worry about too much of it being on the disc. You can just download it all once you get home.
The thing that sucks about that is it relies very heavily on a solid internet connection, which is going to be substantially more expensive the more that net neutrality gets repealed and
And
completely destroyed.
and a capped internet limit and all kinds of things.
Yeah, it's going to make gaming packages very popular and very expensive, so
Yeah.
we'll see what happens with it.
So, I mean, it's nice. It's really cool because you're going to be able to experience higher quality games. But there could be an issue with your internet coming into play. So, we'll see what happens. I think it's a good acquisition overall, but we'll see what happens in the future once they actually put it to use.
I agree. And maybe they have some creative ideas that they're thinking about or different ways that they can implement it. So, partner with Google, start a new
And-
internet. Do it.
There you go. That's pretty much it for Microsoft.
Wow.
news.
Right on. Like you said, the big article, the big news from Microsoft, we pulled for our main topic. So,
Oh, cool.
right on.
Yeah, we did steal it.
Right on.
Yeah.
That's the third time I said right on in the last 10 seconds. All right.
Right out, right out, right out.
There you go.
Charlie, what do you got for Sony news this week?
I have a few things, nothing too crazy. So first of all, the creator of Gran Turismo, I'm gonna have Robin pronounce this for me.
Which one?
Oh,
Kazunori Yamauchi.
yes,
Show off.
Kazunori Yamaguchi, or Yamauchi.
Yamauchi.
He says he is working on the new Gran Turismo already.
Wow.
Gran Turismo Sport has not been out that long. He didn't say for sure that it would be Gran Turismo 7, but he said that he's already started working on it, and they teased the possibility of it including bikes,
Ooh.
which would be kind of interesting.
that
That's
would
something
be cool.
Forza hasn't really gotten into bikes.
No.
I can't remember the last game that had bikes in it, but I remember my brother,
Motocross.
Moto GX, I think it was. I can't remember. There was a game specifically that just had bikes where it was just Gran Turismo with super bikes.
I could see Moto
Yeah,
GX.
I think it is Moto GP.
Oh,
Yeah.
GP.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
GX,
sounds right.
I don't know.
I don't know. I know it's initials.
GP.
That's
That'll be
really
really
the
fun.
only other bike series. He also said that they're going to add more content to GG Sport. There will be an update that includes time trials for VR mode and including updates that include new cars and older cars.
VR
which is
mode?
Kind of cool. Yeah, you can go. There's not like the whole game isn't VR, but there's a certain portion of it that's VR. So they're going
That's
to add
cool.
time trials of that. So that was kind of interesting. Cool to see they're continuing that series. The next article that I have is about Sony patenting new VR controllers. Everyone knows that when VR came out, they just updated their motion controls they had been using with PS3, the little
Right.
ball on the top. These ones look a lot more like the Vive handsets where they have like a trigger.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
it's got a joystick on it, it looks like. So hopefully it'd marry the two, like the ball one and the old school navigator.
Right.
But it looks really, really interesting. And obviously they've been doing pretty well with their VR stuff, so it makes sense for them to update.
It's a shame Nintendo's not getting into VR because that way in 2 or 3 years
Cardboard. That's the
Sony could
future.
steal their ideas. So just wait for your new VR stuff to be all made of cardboard, and Sony will be like, "We call it Lab B."
The next article I have is kind of an update to our last week's news. So I thought I would be like seeing into the future with this.
No.
article I found
Only I can do that.
about PlayStation Plus. And Adam can do it too. I should have asked them. But anyways,
I predict the very easily predicted things.
so I was predicting or looking at an article that was trying to predict the PlayStation Plus lineup, and it finally came out, and it was totally different. Completely different. So the PlayStation Plus lineup for February is actually Rime and Knack and Grand Kingdom, all for PlayStation. There's also going to be, for PS3, Spelunker, Mugen Soul Z.
Why do you always laugh at the word spelunker?
I leaned back away from the microphone. You didn't have to bring it up, and it's because it sounds like spunk,
Okay.
like jizz, like stuff like that. So
Then on Vita, there's going to be Exile's End. And then on Grand Kingdom is for Vita and PS4. So that's kind of cool. You can also still get Starblood Arena. That's still going. So that's kind of neat if you haven't gotten that yet.
So I have a question because I don't really use a Vita. When you download all those games onto your Vita, is there enough space, like enough memory to download all these games to play?
proprietary memory sticks
Yeah,
from
so-
Sony.
Oh, what's the max?
You can go as high as like a 64 gig, but they're really expensive and they get harder and harder to find as time goes on. So
Oh.
it's not really great. But yeah, the cool thing is just like your PlayStation 4 stuff, you can just purchase it and then you can,
Kind of switch out the games if you want, like
yeah,
delete
like you
and
don't have to download it, but it's on your history, and then as long as you're a Plus member, you can still download it and play it. The last article I found kind of interesting. It's about PS4 and how they've almost outsold the PS3.
Wow.
Yeah, I think PS3 was 80,000 or 80 million units, somewhere around there.
Let's see. Right now they're at 76.5 as of the end of 2017. But yeah, PS3 did have 80 million units sold, so they're
That's crazy.
almost there, which is pretty crazy. It has not been out nearly as long as PS3 was.
Yeah, that was the longest console generation that we had before, was Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3.
Of course.
What? It wasn't PS2? PS2 wasn't around that long?
PS2, I was just about to say, they're nowhere near PS2. PS2 hit 150 million units.
Yeah, that was not
So-
even a long generation. That's the craziest thing. It was longer.
Yeah, it really was.
It was. I'm sorry. It was shorter than the PlayStation 3 generation.
That's crazy.
I still insist it's because those things broke so fucking much. I bought 3 PS2s, and it was all
I
because
loved
of
my
disc
PS2.
reader. I didn't say I didn't like it. I'm just saying that fucking thing broke constantly.
I never had to, ever.
break you. How about
I'll
that?
break you.
Yeah, so I mean,
Take
they're
care of
nowhere
your
near
shit.
that. But they're getting there, and that's kind of crazy.
Agreed.
Yeah, that is my Sony news.
Awesome. So, not a
Ooh.
big news week for the world of Nintendo. In fact, the only major article I could pull from Nintendo regards Breath of the Wild getting update 1.5.
What's it change?
Not a whole lot. It's not that exciting. It's really not news, but I just wanted to toss something in here.
Your news.
Thank you. You get some language text for traditional or simplified Chinese.
Whoa.
Additionally, Korean has been added as a support language, which is awesome because I speak both of those. It's actually my primary languages. Aside from
Whips
that,
them out right now.
Yep, there you go. No, I'm going to save it. I can't.
Okay.
I can't. No. Stop doing that to me. And various fixes to improve gameplay. So not a whole lot. That's like everything for Nintendo this week.
Oh, wow.
Everything was
just an
about
update?
Labo. Yeah, it's just an update for... Breath of the
Labo
Wild.
makes me laugh-o.
Dude, I don't know.
I think it looks ridiculous, and I
It
also
looks
think...
like a Rube Goldberg
and
machine.
I think it's going to make a fuck ton of money.
I
don't think so. I think
I've
parents are going to be
tried.
smarter than that.
I don't think they are. I think their kids are going to be like, I want one, and they're going to get them.
I think it's going to be hard to find. And I think that the games actually might be decent for it, and they're including the games, I think. But it's so expensive. It's like $80 for the robot kit, and that comes with the game.
And then you have
So-
to think like your kids or you are smart enough to put that shit together.
I know, dude. Like, I did that
Oh, my
metal,
goodness.
those metal construction things.
Yeah.
I remember I did one of those for, like, Star Wars Death
Star?
Plane. Yes, Death Star.
Plane?
Death Star? Was it the actual planet or was it like
It was a Death
the big
Star.
the big round shit?
But it
Okay.
wasn't very big. It was like
Okay.
hand size. And I could
Ah.
not put that shit together. I was
I
like,
was going to
give
say,
up.
if it's life-size Death Star, that's like the size
It
of
took
a
a
moon.
little while. No, it was crazy. I thought I could do it, and I couldn't. So I don't think I would be getting Labo just based on that. I'm like, it's like the IKEA furniture.
I've put together a lot of IKEA shit, so I'm not going to be getting any of this shit.
No, I'm not gonna get it.
But I do think it's going to do well, especially because it's made out of cardboard. It should probably cost them less than a penny. or probably realistically less than $1 to print that shit out, and then they're selling it for like $80. So it will be interesting. But yeah, that's everything for Nintendo news. So we can power right ahead. This might be the shortest episode of Nerd Chills ever.
Wow.
But we're going to power right ahead into additional news. And surprising absolutely no one, Nerd Chills posted this right after they announced it on the Twitters and on the Facebooks. Red Dead Redemption 2 has officially been pushed back. It will not be coming out in May or March or whatever we thought it was going to be, since they said spring. The official release date for it, and this is from Rockstar, is October 26th, 2018. So it's going to be coming, when all the big games are, and I think it's really interesting they're going to drop it there, because we'll see what else winds up getting announced for quarter 4, and we'll see what it's going to be going up against, because I have a feeling that October 26th will be a day that everyone tries to avoid, because realistically, you don't want to have to worry about going up against a new Rockstar game. So
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, October 26th, it'll probably come right before Call of Duty, and I wonder how that'll affect Call of Duty sales. I don't know. It's going to be crazy.
yeah, I can't think of any other titles. Is there a new Battlefield coming this year? I think they're supposed to
I was
be.
saying it's supposed to be
They were
announced.
hinting at it,
so
but
Battlefield launches in October.
maybe now they'll be
typically.
like, "Nice."
Yeah, I wonder if Battlefield is going to wind up being Vietnam, or what era they're going to go with. I would love it if they did Vietnam, actually.
If they're not going to do Battlefront again, then they could put it in like later November. Like Battlefield could go where Battlefront usually goes, which is usually like mid-November.
Yeah, I don't think Battlefront will be seeing another
Yeah.
installment anytime soon. So, imagining it'll probably be like early November or even earlier October. Who knows? But we'll see what winds up happening with that Battlefield announcement. So, moving on. Another delay, since that's what we really had this week as far as news. EA confirmed that new Battlefield will be coming in 2018, so there you go. And Anthem is officially
Can't right now.
being delayed until 2019. So everyone didn't really expect Anthem to come out this year, and it's a good thing, because they're saying Anthem will be releasing in quarter 1 of 2019. So that's interesting. I will say, having Dragon Ball Fighters and Monster Hunter both come out in January made me realize I really enjoyed the fact that games come out in January, because there's not a whole lot surrounding it,
Yeah.
and it gives you time to actually play something, because I don't have to sit down right now like, oh my god, I have to beat this game super fast because X is coming out next week or in 2 weeks.
I mean, the cool thing for, not Anthem, but a Rockstar at least, is that they'll sell their game no matter when they release it, but I think it would have been really interesting for them to release it in, like, May or June, because that's all anyone would have played.
Yeah, that's very true.
Like, there's nothing else. I mean, all of the Sony titles are slated for spring, which means they should be by June, but realistically, that's not going to happen. I don't think Days
May.
Gone and Detroit Becomes Human, and Spider-Man are going to make it out before the end of the summer. So they'll probably get pushed back, but now they don't know when. They'll be interesting to see. Obviously, God of War got a date in April. So, I don't know. I think it would have been cool for them to get it out early, but I guess it doesn't matter if you're Rockstar.
Yeah, very true. And when it comes to Anthem too, like, trying to push your game out this year, like, when you have so much stuff come out in a single year, and like 2017 was a very good year for video games, but like, as an adult who is going to buy this game, I'm relieved that I don't have to worry about what it launches around right now.
Yeah.
If they're saying quarter 1 2019 and I don't have any other games that are coming out around then it's like, okay, cool, I have my January, February, or March game set up for next year, and it could be something I get super into. Because if Monster Hunter would have came out in October, or I wouldn't have
It would have
played
been like
it at
Shadow
all.
of War.
Yeah, I wouldn't have bought it. I wouldn't have played it. Like, I did dabble a little bit in Shadow of War, and I like that you start that game out as a badass.
Mm-hmm.
But still, it's like Monster Hunter I probably wouldn't have even touched.
My
So.
whole thing is just like, what was I gonna say? Why announce it? I don't know. That just blows my mind. Like, they showed one trailer, got people a little interested in it, and now it's just like completely gonna die for another year.
I think it's good to go dark for a game once you show some gameplay. If it's gameplay that gets people excited, like, okay, what you showed us, now go do that, and take the time that you need to make sure it's good. Because if it launches broken, or if it comes out with any sort of controversy like Destiny had, like, you're really shooting your game in the foot, and it's something that BioWare can't take. Like, BioWare has to have a hit. So go and make a hit, and don't worry about it. And I think it's kind of funny, because the CFO for EA, Blake Jorgensen, told the Wall Street Journal, "It is not a delay. People are trying to create a story." Which sounds super defensive, but at the same time, it's like, why
They
doesn't
never even
EA...
gave an idea.
Yeah, it's like, why doesn't EA say that more often with games, instead of trying to make sure they come out to, like, meet a shareholder demand, it's usually something coming from people that don't understand games in the first place. It's like, well, we want to make money, so just put the game out. It's like, well, the game is going to fail and we're not going to make money. And it's like people don't understand that, and they launch shit early that's broken, and they're like, we'll patch it until it's fixed. So I'm actually kind of happy that Anthem got delayed. So cool. Dead air. Good stuff.
Woo.
Moving on. Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition has finally received a release date, since I know everyone besides Robin is super excited for this game.
I'm kind of interested. I never played Final Fantasy 15, and I haven't played like any of the series, but
Yeah.
I'm kind of interested a little bit.
I really want to know what they're going to do with it, so
Are you actually interested in it, or do you just want to see everything in chibi form?
it will be so cute. They'll be so cute.
Well,
We have an answer.
it will be listed. I'm sorry. It's about to be released, actually. It arrives on February 9th.
Cool.
Imagine just a baby Noctis running
It's like
around.
a week.
Yeah, it's out very, very soon.
That's great.
I think it's weird that announce dates for mobile stuff are like, it's going to be
So
out in like a
soon.
week.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
think my
nice.
phone's going to be able
Yeah.
to handle it. That's the only...
Because your phone's full of garbage.
I know. It's
Why don't you delete some
every
stuff?
morning it tells me your phone memory is full. Delete stuff.
Oh,
Your phone
man.
eventually is going to shit out because you won't be able to do updates on it.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate. We have so many people come in that bring me their phones that say that crap, and I'm just like, oh god.
So take it to CJ.
Exactly.
Yeah, CJ, fix it for me.
Road trip to Missouri.
Come see me. I will be glad to fix your guys'
Cool.
phones.
Wow.
Well, you're AT&T, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Cool.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm AT&T.
Perfect.
Woo!
We're driving there.
I was thinking about getting a Razer phone, but I don't even know now.
I don't know either. I found out it doesn't have a headset jack, and that
Yeah,
turned
it's
me
all
off.
USB-C everything.
And it has a crappy
And-
camera, right?
And it has a
Yes.
crappy camera.
Eh.
Because they
Does not have
they
a
were
good
comparing
camera.
it to like the iPhone X or whatever, or the Samsung Galaxy S8, and it was like so shitty. The camera was just like either
Best sound though on
Yeah.
a phone.
The S8 is supposed to be one of the only like newer phones on the market that still has a headphone jack.
yeah.
But I don't know. Every time I look at upgrading, I'm like, I'll just get more shit to clunk onto my old phone.
I will say I have a Pixel
Yeah,
1.
I saw your new case. It's nice.
I have a Pixel 1, and I really, really like my Pixel.
My friend got a Pixel 2, and the camera looks amazing.
The reason I didn't want to upgrade is because I don't take that many
But the
pictures.
screen looks poopy.
And I don't take that many pictures, and I like my headphone jack, and I use it like 5 times a week usually. At work, I use it at least
Yeah.
once a day. So it's like if I don't have that, I have to have a Bluetooth headset, and I have so many okay, crappy $10 earbud headsets that I would not be able to use without some sort of adapter.
Well,
and I'm
the,
like,
yeah, the Razer phone comes with the adapter for your headset.
Oh, that's
though.
kinda cool.
well,
Yeah.
then I'll get the Razer phone for myself, and you can keep figuring out what you're going to
Yay!
get. I
Oh,
really
no,
actually
wait,
wouldn't mind
no.
getting a Razer phone because a camera isn't that
They
big of a
have
feature
the
for me.
right now, not advertising, not sponsored. They have the limited edition Chinese New Year gold one.
What?
Really? That's cool.
I want it.
Isn't it
Can
Year
you
of
buy
the
it
Dog?
At the
Year of the dog, yeah.
Can you buy it at like the AT&T store?
Nope.
No, you have to buy it
You have to-
online,
yep.
like out of
Only
Yep.
through
Yep.
Razer.
crazy.
I was
Through the
really
Razer
hoping
store.
you were going to say it's not Year of the Dog. Because moving on to Overwatch news, the next event coming out is going to be the Lunar Year event, Year of the Dog.
Yeah,
What do you mean, yeah?
Year of the dog.
Okay, cool. Fun stuff. So,
I
yeah.
don't understand.
I thought you were going to say no, and I was going to be able to correct you, and I was going to use Overwatch against you.
Oh, you could never use Overwatch against me.
I will find a way
We're
now.
bros.
You're bros. Does Overwatch know you're cheating on it with Monster Hunter World? I'm going to send Rob Pardo an email and let him know. I don't even know if he's still at Blizzard anymore. I don't think he actually is. I'm pretty sure he left a while ago. So, yeah.
Get your
it's
shit together.
Going to be Year of the Dog. Last year was Year of the Rooster or Year of the Cock.
Yeah.
But this year is
Woohoo.
Year of the Dog. So expect to see plenty of new skins and probably animations of everyone
Being doggos.
in doggy style.
Be so
I can-
cute.
I can see May, like, kind of like
That's
with
gross.
doggy ears.
Right? You can see May in doggy style.
No!
Where are we going with this, people?
You could. You just have to Google it, and I'm sure something will come up.
Oh
Stop!
my god. You remember that time there was a what is that show? Last Week Tonight, where he made dog versions of the whole like
Supreme Court Justices. I do remember that.
That's what I'm thinking of right now.
That's fucking hilarious.
That's hilarious.
I hope they have some sort of lunar event where everyone plays as actual dogs with like special abilities.
Oh my goodness.
Like Airbud. Would be hilarious.
Airbud in all 7 different kinds of movies.
That's so awesome. Right on. Moving on to some not so great news. It's not too uber sad, but it is kind of depressing. Square Enix Montreal director has left the studio after game cancellation. This person in particular worked on Hyper Light Drifter, which is a really funny isometric style Zelda-ish game that's very, very like retro stylized. It's like 16-bit, and it's, I don't know, Blade Runner looking, if you can imagine all those things mixed together. Mm-hmm. If not, go check it out. He did say in a statement he released, "My team were working on a game that I deeply wish we could have shared with you, but the business strategy of the studio shifted and our project was sadly no longer compatible. I think the game reflected the interests and tastes of our whole team and things we love about Square Enix. It's really, 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 really sad." He has made public his love for the studio's classic Japanese role-playing games like Final Fantasy and Chrono Trigger. So it's really sad that someone who made such a really fun game, who was working on stuff for Square Enix, who really liked Final Fantasy and Chrono Trigger, which I think is amazing, his game got outright canceled, and he's going to be moving on. I'm sure he'll be fine. So
The thing is, like, as much as I hate to admit it, I think Square Enix will always be known for those things, but that's just not them completely anymore. Like, they make games now like Hitman.
yeah,
I mean, they make a completely different genre of games, and obviously they're trying to branch out. Pretty sure they made the last Just Cause.
I don't know actually.
I think they might have. I don't know. I gotta look it up. I don't
They have Lara Croft Go as well. I remember that one.
quote me. But anyways, they are making more action games that appeal to a wider range of audiences, and they're making games that aren't just what people think they're going to make.
Yeah, and I wonder having something like Project Octopath Traveler already coming out, which really fills that whole traditional JRPG style.
You're right.
Oh shit.
Nice. Is that if like he was making something super similar to that, if they look at it and say like we don't need two of these right now.
Yeah, you know.
So, but he'll be going back to being an indie developer. So,
Obviously, at some point they were like, "We're gonna branch out."
right. He did say in the end of his statement, "It's just as scary to go indie the second time around, but I'm grateful to all the Hyper Light Drifter players for giving me the courage to keep making hard choices to pursue the best games I can. When fans share love with devs, it goes a long way and it helps us keep pushing." So it's really cool that he's going through a rough time, and I think it's really awesome that he decided to say like thank you to the fans because they make life a little bit easier. Because in cases like BioWare, where fans didn't make things easier and basically shut down the Mass Effect franchise because of how negative they were, it's nice to see a phrase I like to use because of a good friend, the other side of that coin. So,
I
Yeah.
hate you.
but yeah, that's everything we have for additional news. So we can power right into the main topic. Robin, how are those eyes doing? You okay?
They hurt so bad, man.
She's done eye drops twice to try and make them less red. You know, I think it's going to make them less red.
What?
Sleep and
I slept already.
blinking.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's like, "I blinked, I swear."
I blunk a bunch.
It's just like you want to see. It's such a pretty game. You want to see everything, and you can't stop. Like these monsters are coming at you, and like with the weapon that I use, I'm just like, gotta keep spamming Y, man. Gotta like.
Yeah, we have a very diverse group of weapons. Like CJ has, what are your weapons called? Twin blades?
Yeah, the dual blades.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. They are very quick and like deal lots of damage. Robin, what's the name of your weapon?
I use the insect glaive.
And you
Insect glaive.
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 And you basically bounce around like a fucking gymnast using
Yeah, I like to mount the monsters.
Yeah, she just jumps on the back of a monster. It's like, Robin has mounted the monster, and the monster runs away with her. We're like, fuck. We have to chase it down.
That's how you don't lose it.
Yeah.
All right, and I use the Gunblade, which I've upgraded a bunch, which is really fun because it comes with a shield. It's a slower weapon, but I have a lot of defense because of it. And my like ultimate attack with
Yeah,
it is
he
fucking sweet.
shit
The
up.
the tip of the weapon just flips down, so it's like a giant shotgun. It charges for like 5 seconds, and then a giant explosion in front of me happens. So I miss with it sometimes. When it hits, I'm like, fuck yes.
Yeah, from what I was reading, the shield is pretty useful. Like, that's a cool
Yeah.
weapon to
Yeah.
use.
There's another one. It's like a proto sword that I almost went with, which is like a normal sword with a shield, but anytime you like charge energy with it, it'll make its second form more powerful, and you basically attach the sword to the shield, and it transforms into an axe.
That's
and then
crazy.
It's like a two-handed greatsword like type weapon, so you have to swing it, but it's super powerful if you've charged enough.
That's cool.
So I almost went with that, but I'm like, I kind of just want to stick with the Gunblade to start, and I've gotten like really in love with it. So I've done really well with it so far, so I don't want to switch yet. But cool. That's been the Monster Hunter section of the show.
You're right.
So Charlie, do you want to introduce us into the main topic for this week's episode?
Sure. Let me see if I can do that. So
I just want to.
I thought it was really interesting. We all saw this article, and I immediately thought it would be a good topic for us. It is about the possible acquisition. Microsoft is considering acquiring the company that makes PUBG, and what was the other one?
EA.
EA, yeah.
EA.
How did I
Entirety.
forget that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that little company.
That
Maybe you
tiny-
guys have heard of them.
Tiny little studio
Maybe
EA.
you haven't. But I mean, obviously, we've talked a lot about the exclusives that Microsoft has and how they're not as popular as they once were. So I think that it would be great for them to make some acquisitions. I think EA would be a huge undertaking, and I'm not sure they're up for the challenge. I think PUBG would make perfect sense.
I think PUBG happens. I think that's going to happen.
Yeah.
EA, I don't know.
But that being said, we all saw them take over Minecraft, Mojang, and they haven't really done a lot with it. Like, they've re-released Minecraft a couple times. I'm sure they stopped it from re-releasing on other consoles,
Right.
but they didn't stop it from coming to Switch.
I think they're just printing money with it. They're just like, this
Printing money.
This is a huge source of revenue. Everyone keeps buying it. Everyone keeps playing it. It's like, it's sold more than GTA 5, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
And that game, it's like $20 a pop, and you can buy it on pretty much anything now.
I don't understand it.
It's
the,
just
the desire.
it's just like building
play
shit.
it.
That's it. You just
creativity.
explore, you create materials, and you
Oh.
build stuff with it.
I forgot another big part of this: EA, Valve, and PUBG Corp.
Yes, that's the other one.
Which
Oh, yeah,
breaks my
Valve. There
heart.
you go.
Like, I don't want Microsoft to own Valve, and it's not like a Sony thing. It's like I don't trust Microsoft with Valve. Valve is like near and dear to my heart.
I think Microsoft, if they bought Valve, would have to understand you need to let them do whatever the fuck they want.
Right.
So-
Hopefully, it would be like Activision when they acquired Blizzard or partnered with Blizzard,
Right.
where it's they do things together, but they're run completely separate.
Yeah.
I mean, I think EA could use some good leadership. I'm not sure Microsoft is the leadership that they need, but
They have good leadership in certain aspects of their business.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they've corrected course pretty well when it comes to the Xbox. But the problem I think happens with these gaming companies is that they have a very successful console or a very successful generation, and then those people move on to go do different things. And the people they bring in do not stay true to the things that made that generation good. And that's why during PlayStation 2, when they moved to PlayStation 3, they're like, we are the premier console. People will pay more for this console. And then they're going to launch at a $600 price point and tell people to get a second job. And everyone's like, well, I guess fuck you guys. And then Xbox 360 comes out, has an excellent generation, and those people had to put their jobs on the line to do stuff like Xbox Live and Xbox Arcade, and to go and do the things that those guys knew would make the company successful. And then those guys moved on to do their own things, and once they left, people come in and they're like, you know what people really want? An all-in-one entertainment console. And the people that were there, they were like, no, they don't. They want a video game machine, which is what they bought with the Xbox 360. They get told to keep their fucking mouth shut, and then you launch something like Xbox One with terrible marketing, a terrible message, and anything that it would have done well for a gamer gets lost to pretty much everyone, and then you force a Kinect down everyone's fucking throat. And those are decisions from people who aren't with the company anymore that just got kicked the fuck out. And now they have to correct course again, and it's something where it's like with EA. When EA has all these game developers like under their umbrella, it's like, do you let some people... And the best way I can put it is, we talked about like different acquisitions we wanted to bring up, and you mentioned one already, Activision Blizzard. The thing Blizzard is most famous for is they're going to show you a game, they're going to announce it super early, and everyone's going to say, like, when's it going to come out? It's the first thing everyone asks, and Blizzard says the same thing every time, when it's done. Mm-hmm. And they're not going to tell you when, and then Activision acquired them. And that was the main thing I was concerned about when Activision acquired them, is like, are they going to put them under deadlines and drive everyone fucking crazy?
Yeah.
Because they could delay as many times as they want, and Activision owned them, and then, like, the first trailer they released, I can't remember which one it was, everyone asked them, when's it coming out? And they said, when it's done.
Yeah.
And Activision knows to leave them alone, to make a good quality product, and everyone will sit and fucking wait for it. If Microsoft can do that with Valve and EA, they'll be fine. And if they can go in there and take over EA leadership and be like, look, if you don't build good games, like, you're going to be removed completely from the company, it'll be successful. But if they just take over EA and then, like, just keep doing what you're doing, it's like EA has the license to Star Wars franchises, which means every Star Wars game could be on Microsoft if a deal like that goes through.
Yeah.
And if you allow a company like that to fuck up like they did with Battlefront 2, It's like, you cannot have people like that run a business into the ground and also want to buy them at the same time. So I feel like
Yeah.
they'd have to come in and just clean fucking house.
They'd have to gut that company.
Yeah.
The thing is that both of those companies are known for shutting down studios. Like, Microsoft has had its fair share of shut down studios like Lionhead.
Scale bands.
Sure.
Platinum Games.
And then EA, like, before we were talking about this, Robin was doing some research and she found
There's
a whole
10.
list.
There's 10
Read us the
studios.
list of the studios that have been
So-
shut down by E EA.
There's Maxis Studios that made SimCity, and they purchased it in 1997 and shut it down in 2015. And they're still using the Maxis name.
They
but,
do.
But the company's like,
It's gone.
it's gone.
In their defense, that's like almost a 20-year commitment to a game studio, which is kind of unheard of. And Max has kind of shit
How
the
mess-
fucking bed really hard on Spore and SimCity. I remember when SimCity came out, everyone was like, this is such hot fucking garbage. They gave people games for free. They're like, we're so sorry that game launch was a goddamn mess, and they had to give people another one of their
How
products for
unfair
free.
is it that they're still using that studio name, though?
They own it. I mean, that's what happens to Atari. People buy the Atari like franchise. They don't buy anything other than the name, and they just rename their gaming studio like Atari.
That's so crazy. And
Yeah.
then there's Mythic that made Dark Age of Camelot, purchased in 2006, shut down in 2014. Bullfrog made Syndicate and Dungeon Keeper. That lasted only 6 years. Origin, they made Ultima and Wing Commander.
Ultima is real good too. I know a lot of people who liked Wing Commander as well.
Westwood made Command and Conqueror.
They don't make Command and Conquer anymore.
Yeah, that lasted 5 years.
It's like EA enjoys killing things people enjoy.
Yeah. DreamWorks Interactive. DreamWorks Interactive / Danger Close / EA Los Angeles that made Medal of Honor lasted 13 years, which isn't too bad.
They had a lot of Medal of Honor games, and at one point Medal of Honor was really good.
They were like, we have Battlefield and that's all we're making.
Yeah. I remember when they did Medal of Honor Warfighter,
Yeah.
and it sounded like what Rainbow Six Siege is.
Yeah.
Where each like different character or different class you could pick had completely different loadout, but they just didn't have the idea right yet, so it just flopped so fucking hard.
There's Phenomic that made Spellforce and Battleforge, and that lasted 7 years. Black Box Games made Need for Speed and Skate. Do you
Skate
remember
was
Skate?
so big, dude.
Yeah.
People still buy Skate all the time.
That lasted 11 years, so yeah. Pandemic made Saboteur. Guess how long that lasted?
A year.
Yeah.
Saboteur?
1 year.
Kind of sucked a little.
Playfish made The Sims Social. Dude, I've never even heard of that before.
I haven't either.
And NewFX made NBA Street. That lasted only 3 years.
NBA Street got like 3 games. They were annualizing that, so people got sick of it super quick.
Yeah. So that's kind of... It's just like, why have these companies that did make good games and then just shut them down like
I
that?
feel like these guys were buying up anything that had a single successful title or installment or pitch, and then as soon as they became not successful, they just shut it down. So, I don't know. It's a different way of doing business. It's not something I necessarily think is a good way of doing things. But as far as acquiring studios, like, what I remember very distinctly is during the Nintendo 64 days, GoldenEye came out, and that, like, revolutionized how people played video games at that time. Because it was the first-person shooter. You could do 4-player split-screen first-person shooter, and even though the graphics, if you try and play it again, you're just like, wow, this is fucking garbage.
Yeah.
It blew everyone's mind.
Right.
And that's, like, everyone already knew who Rare was. You know, they were making the Donkey Kong. And
The Donkey Kong.
the Donkey Kongs. And then they went on to make Perfect Dark. Perfect Dark came out, and it was very fun. And they actually had the levels, some of the more popular levels from GoldenEye. And I was like, wow, these guys can't make a bad game. And they were like Blizzard for a little while. It's like they could wait as long as they wanted to. They could release a game. Everyone was going to buy it.
Right.
Perfect Dark wasn't nearly as good as GoldenEye, but it was still very, very fun. So you had a fucking blast playing their shit. And then moving into the next generation, Microsoft just came out of nowhere and just flat out said, like, you're only going to make games for us, and we're going to pay you $600 million to buy your studio so that you are an exclusive developer for Microsoft now. And then they made what? Like, fucking nothing, dude.
Really?
Yeah, it's like it took them forever to get another title out, and it's just like after that, the titles weren't as good. They had all the time in the world to make stuff, so even like a surefire hit acquisition doesn't always work. And the funniest thing now is that I haven't seen a game from Rare that I've been excited for or even cared about up until Sea of Thieves. And it's like, Robin doesn't give a fuck about Sea of Thieves, and there's not a whole lot of faith from certain people, but Sea of Thieves open beta, or closed beta, came out, and it was the #1 stream thing on Twitch right now. So it seemed like maybe, just maybe, Microsoft's acquisition of Rare
They
so
paid
long ago.
$375 million
To who?
to Rare to buy them. $375 million.
Oh, I thought it was 600, so though. That's still a fuck ton of money. But it seems like that money actually might pay off with Sea of Thieves, which is like projecting to be a very good game. But I think what's going to wind up happening with it is what happens to most games. It's going to come out, there's going to be a huge influx of players, and if they can't figure out a way to keep people on,
It'll just die off.
it'll just die off. And it's like, that'll be like another thing that Microsoft has, like under their umbrella, where it's like, this could have been better than what it is. So they definitely need to acquire some shit.
To play devil's advocate, like in this, I researched like more information about the acquisition because a lot of people are saying that Microsoft should make acquisitions. I found one article from Forbes that was saying that it wouldn't make sense for them to buy EA because, first of all, they're considering a lot of other companies. So probably considering them doesn't mean that it's a strong possibility.
Right.
Secondly, they talk about how EA makes more money from Sony right now, selling their games on Sony's network, selling their games on a Sony platform.
It's because it's a larger
So-
install base.
It wouldn't make any sense, and people that have licensed through EA, like FIFA and Disney and Madden,
They're not going to want to be...
they're not going to want to be exclusive.
Right.
So they probably would lose some of their licensing ability.
Unless Microsoft put the money up for it. That's the thing it comes down to. If they want to keep burning money to try and get people to buy Xboxes, then
They also
they're going to have
have
to spend.
EA Access, which would conflict with Game Pass.
Unless they just got rid of it entirely
They'd have to completely change a lot
and
about
include
that
all the
company.
EA games on their
That'd
Xbox
be
Game
insane.
Pass.
I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, it says EA would likely not want to go from selling 100+ million or selling games on 100+ million consoles between Xbox One and PS4 to just 35 million on the Xbox One. So it'd be a huge difference for them. It's not just like buying one game like PUBG. I think that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure it would make sense.
Realistically, it's like when you look at that, it doesn't make sense for them to buy EA because of how much money they would have to pay them. They would have to pay them how much money they would project to lose by not having the PlayStation 4 market anymore.
Yeah.
That being said, I mean, completely different area of Microsoft, but looking at their other acquisitions, there was some crazy shit on there like Hotmail.
What?
Hotmail?
At some point, Microsoft bought Hotmail.
That's why.
Oh, the whole Ymail thing. Yeah.
And there was like a bunch of other things
my
on there that I was
God.
just like, why would anyone do
'Cause
that?
I
They
had-
own part of Nokia.
Dude, I had a Hotmail email, and I was like, why is Microsoft trying to make me sign into their Microsoft service using my Hotmail email? I don't understand. Oh my God, my mind's been blown.
That
was
was
a
a
long
while
I know,
time
that was a
ago.
long time
That
ago,
was
but
a
it's
very
just like
long
looking
time
at their
ago.
history of acquisitions, I'm like,
Bill Gates is like, we have more money than
Tell you
God.
what, though,
I'm
if
just
they
gonna buy
bought
whatever.
Valve, that would be insane. So they own Steam.
Let me just put it this way: if they buy
well, then
Valve,
they would own, if they bought Valve and EA, they would own two competing items. They would own Origin and Valve.
Well, here's the thing: you buy Valve and EA, you shut down Origin because it's a piece of shit,
And you make...
you shut down EA Access, and you absorb that into fucking Game Pass, and you have to spend so much money to do that. Though, if you buy Valve, here's what you do, Microsoft. Do you want to know? You buy Valve.
Do you want to know?
You own Steam, which means you're going to get everyone's money, which most people play on PCs nowadays, anyways. So you
That's
kind of
the
own
only
that
thing.
market.
But the money they're going to have to pay. And then what if they try and fuck shit up and make it part of their Microsoft bullshit?
Robin, message
leave it
Phil.
be. Just buy it. Let it print you money, just like you did with fucking Minecraft. But more importantly, you know what you do? You sit them down and say, "Hey, tell us exactly what you need, and we're gonna give it to you, and you're gonna make Half-Life 3 exclusive for Windows and Xbox."
Oh, God.
People will literally go in and burn their money while they're trying to sell it, just so they can get fucking Half-Life 3.
So, Facebook bought
Message Phil. right now.
Oculus. What does that mean? What is
Yeah. Oh,
What is
man,
Message
that's
Phil?
going to be mine.
Yeah.
Like Phil Spencer, he's asking.
Oh,
you to
message Phil. I was like, yeah, no, he's not going
Yeah,
to listen to me.
Facebook bought Oculus a while
Yeah,
back.
but they haven't done
Oh,
anything.
yeah, that
with
was
them.
my
They
big
just-
thing.
they own
was
it, so they're
$2
gonna-
billion dollars.
They're going to take the money that they
Yep.
make. I mean, they own them. But like, if you had a company, if Robin's Kawaii Corner was doing well, and Adam's Mysterious Phantom business was doing well, and I was like, here's the deal, I'm going to buy your company. I'm going to give you a big, fat fucking paycheck, and you now work under the umbrella of my company then like you're still going to make whatever money was determined before, but I take the profits and I put that into my sheet for my business.
That's fucked.
Because I own your business. Like, you're basically bought out. You become someone else's employee.
Wow, that sucks.
It's like when Peter Molyneux was on IGN Unfiltered, he talked about the first time one of his companies was sold to someone. He hated the idea of being someone else's employee, but at the same time, he was also then filthy fucking rich because of the fact that he had sold the company. So,
I don't know. I think that they should think about other game companies. Like, I'm trying to think of up and coming indie game makers, and I can't really think of any, but I think that would make more sense. And that's what Sony has always done, is acquired small studios, like Sucker Punch and Santa Monica, and they have a bunch of little studios that they can help make great games.
I think what you have to do, realistically, is acquire studios that are known for quality products, not put ridiculous timelines on them. That way they can actually put something out. Mm-hmm. And let something go out into the world rather than canceling a game at 80% complete. Because I know there must have been a good reason for Scalebound to get canceled, and I know we bring it up a lot, but realistically, having a game that close to done and not releasing it means you spend all that fucking money on a product that will never make a fucking penny. It's like, even if you release it and it's not good, it'll make some fucking money back. Even if you're like, it's a digital-only Xbox Live release. What the fuck ever. Like, do something and try and make some money. But when you look at the EA deal, I just think it's a deal that will never get done, because how much you would have to pay EA to make up for the fact that they're not going to make all those things, and then figuring out a way to shore up the licenses for things like FIFA and NHL, and especially
so expensive.
Especially Madden, because the NFL only allows one game of theirs to be made. Mm-hmm. Like, only one. There's no more 2K.
I don't think they'd be cool with there being...
I think they don't give a shit. The NFL doesn't, as long as they're getting paid more than anyone else is willing to pay them.
Maybe. Because
if there's another developer out there who could come in, like Take-Two Studios could say, like, hey, our 2K franchise has done really well. Take-Two also happens to own fucking Rockstar. Be like, we have all the money in the world, so we can go ahead and pay you to make NFL 2K, and then Madden goes away.
Yeah.
So they'd have to worry about all those different things trying to purchase EA.
That'd be crazy.
I don't know. We'll have to see. I think they definitely have to make some changes. I'm just not sure this is a positive change.
I think acquiring studios will always be a positive change, but I don't think EA is a good fit. Mm-mm. I don't think that would make sense unless EA is willing to part with some of the developers that they currently have under their umbrella, and they're like looking at, hey, we want to purchase this. I think to purchase EA, logistically, you'd have to figure out all that shit, and you'd have to really have something exactly that you wanted. Mm-hmm. Like, this is exactly why we want them. We want them because we want to have the fucking exclusive contract with Disney to make Star Wars, and they had like a perfect game idea for Star Wars, but I don't think they have that. I think they're really just looking to expand their library of first party titles.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll see how it goes.
Just see what happens.
EA, stock now, and then sell it once Microsoft acquires it, because
it's going to go
probably
down.
go down after that.
Yeah.
Did you guys know that Google acquired
HTC?
The people that made Job Simulator?
Really?
No,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Cool.
They acquired the VR studio Alchemy Labs, and they made Job Simulator and Rick and Morty Virtual Reality.
I didn't know they acquired them.
Someone just...
That's kind of cool.
I have no idea where it came from, but someone the other day was like, didn't Amazon buy Target? I was like, shut the fuck up.
It's like,
Did
shut
they?
your stupid fucking mouth.
I don't know.
They
I
did
just haven't
not.
looked it up.
They
but
bought
yeah.
Whole Foods, but they didn't buy Target.
We're going to go on a
That's
tangent
crazy.
of company
Like, pretty soon the whole world's going to be owned by Google, Apple,
and
Microsoft, Amazon.
All I know is that I grew up in a small town that had a small fucking candy store that became a candy factory that's now become a candy empire.
You can't get off of this.
I know, I talked about it earlier today. I walked through Walmart and I saw a bag of the candy there. It's Albany's candy and it's fucking incredible. And I was like, holy shit, I can't believe that. And then she announced, the girl I went to high school with is the daughter of the guy who owns the place. And she announced on her Facebook, like, we just signed a deal so that Albany's candy's coming to Targets across the country.
Wow.
And we're like, that's fucking awesome.
Target is not going to be bought by Amazon.
That's insane.
Okay, good.
There you go.
I was like, get the fuck out of here. Amazon's going to run the world with Target.
Who runs the world?
Amazon.
Yeah, Forbes said if Amazon bought Target, it would ruin everything that Amazon actually is.
Forbes says that literally about every merger. Like, here's why it shouldn't happen. I'm just saying. Like, find me an article that Forbes said was a good merger, and I'll show you a merger that didn't wind up fucking happening.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Mergers.
You know what they should make?
Frankie.
They should make a console that plays Xbox and,
And
PlayStation
PlayStation.
games.
And Switch cartridges.
That is something you hear
They
from
should call
every...
it Okama Games Fair.
Oh, come on, GameSphere. That's the comment that you hear from every stupid fucking GameStop
my
customer.
God.
Like, they just had a brilliant idea. I had someone call me once and tell me that, you know what, I'm not even going to get into it. I had something that happened at a call center with a guy calling with a brilliant fucking idea about, like, solar-powered lawnmowers.
Oh my god.
And he thought he was a fucking genius, and he would not stop going on about it. I'm like, cool, I'm going to kill myself, but yeah, you have a good day. So, yeah.
You know your Supercell company for the games that you play?
Yeah.
They got bought out 2 years ago by a company called Tencent.
10 cent.
Yep. Unrelated to 50 Cent.
No relation.
No relation.
Oh,
They're a fifth of the man he is.
It's his son.
That's hilarious.
So, I don't know. Have you noticed anything different about your gaming?
No, Clash Royale is about the same as it's always been. I like Clash Royale better than Clash of Clans and Boom Beach. So it's a completely different style of game. It's like
Boom Beach. get
tower
out the
defense
way.
versus someone, which has always been like their main idea.
Say it with me.
Boom Beach, get out the way.
Yeah. I drank too much during the game.
You really did. You had your first one, and then you went back to get another one. You immediately spilled the mixer, and rather than being like, oops, and start cleaning it, you howled with disapproval so everyone would know that you spilled it. No! Fun stuff,
that's the only way to do it.
apparently. So, right on. I don't think there's any other mergers I can think of that when they announced it, I was like,
Nothing that's been
yeah.
crazy.
I was just like, holy
I
fuck,
just
are you
think you have
kidding
to
me?
be smooth about these things, and I think it would be like a bowl in a china shop.
Yeah. I don't know. If Microsoft takes over EA, they figure out a way to acquire all that shit, and they're not worried about losing any of those licenses. Go into EA and take anyone who doesn't know anything about fucking gaming, who comes up with these retarded fucking ideas, and I'm sorry for using that word, but come up with these fucking moronic ideas like, hey, let's do something that'll like make the game worse and cost the company money, and just get the fuck rid of them. Like,
Yeah.
it's so dumb trying to have someone who knows nothing about the product or the audience or the development cycle make fucking decisions on all three of those things. It's like they ruin games for everyone. They ruin game development for everyone. Just get them out the fucking door. Period. Like let them go be an executive somewhere else where they don't mind that a moron is running their company. Because like if you're in corporate America, those people exist by the fucking dozens, by the thousands that are just there because they've worked somewhere else before that had like the same title. So they just walk in and take a position like that and don't know anything about a fucking product. So
I don't
What
know.
the heck was that?
did you just level up, CJ? Right on. Fun stuff. So, yeah, I can't really think of anything else to hit on this topic.
I think we covered it. So did Minecraft. Like, I just really feel like things didn't really change.
Yeah.
Well, they talked about, like, the Minecraft, what do they call it? Hologram thing? HoloLens. That never came about.
The thing about Minecraft, though, is, like, do you have to do anything to it? If it's
No,
just
but
making you that much money?
It
Like,
doesn't, like, make any sense. It's like the company is making money, sure, but, like, how many millions, billions of dollars did they spend on Minecraft? It's like, have they really made back their investment?
they made $2 billion. They paid $2 billion. And I would imagine they've made back a fuck ton of that.
That'd be... I don't know. I mean, I'm sure
Yeah.
they probably have, but they haven't done anything interesting with it. Like, they haven't expanded upon it. They haven't made anything
think-
crazy happen.
I think, Harry,
Get the
I
fuck
think
out
with
of here.
Minecraft, you can't do Minecraft too, though. Like, what are you going to do
My whole
that's
thing
different?
is, like, if I make... So if I buy you, and you're
Girl, I'll buy
making $50,000 a year, and I buy you for, like, $1 billion...
But you wouldn't, though. The value of Minecraft was set to $2 billion. You would buy me for what my value was, not $2 billion. You wouldn't buy me if you didn't think that was going to pay itself off.
Right.
And Minecraft has never slowed, and they've been totally cool with leaving it on every other console, too. That's the thing, dude. Like, when Microsoft bought Minecraft, it's like, cool, everyone that owns a PlayStation 4 is probably going to buy Minecraft at some point, too. It's like 70 million units. 70 million units, that's bigger of an install base than we have on Xbox.
Yeah.
Like, when they bought it and they didn't make it a console exclusive, that's when I was like, they just want this fucking money machine. That's all they
It'd
want.
be like me buying Robin's Squad Corner for, like, $1 million. It's like, I'd have to maybe point out, like, we should make our money back by X date, but then not doing anything with it. Like, just keep on keeping on. Do exactly what you're doing.
I think they don't have
Make
to
the
worry
same
about
amount
it
of
yet
money.
because it's still making money. But the way I look at it is, someone evaluated it and they said like, this is how much that fucking shit is worth.
Yeah.
Like it's making a ton of money. They're like, I guess we're gonna pay what's his face $2 billion to buy the shit from him.
Steve, is that his name? I
I
can't
don't
remember.
know.
Anyways.
But like, even when like a company I've worked for was sold to a different company, they have to look at the books and they have to submit to like the SEC, like, hey, we're purchasing this company. We need approval before we can move forward to make sure the value is done correctly. I imagine that had to be done between Minecraft. And then even when that happened, they came back to like, you undervalued the company. The company that was bought undervalued themselves by like 33% because they didn't do their books right. And they're just like, huh, look at that. Like, you're fucking idiots. But they approved it because they're like, this is what you said you were worth.
Yeah.
And they agreed to pay it. And then you examine it a little bit further and you're like, oh, look at that. You're a fucking idiot. So I just don't see with Minecraft what they could even do with it. Because I don't think Minecraft 2 would be anything except like, the blocks are blockier. Like Minecraft 2 would be 4K Minecraft.
I just don't get the point of buying something and just like letting it sit there.
I would buy something if I thought it was going to just sit there and make me money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like having a franchise, like buying a franchise for like Burger King, being like, I'm going to put a Burger King here. Or you could buy another existing location, be like, I'm going to buy that because it's just a super successful store. And then you just sit back and wait for your return on investment. So I think that's what they were going for with Minecraft. I don't think that's what they would be going for with any of these other companies.
Yeah, no, it'd have to be strategic.
Agreed. Strategery. You know what they should buy? It's Catan, because that shit's fucking awesome. Yeah. Make me a Catan game. We did. We played Game of Thrones Catan.
Yeah.
And it's
All I
fucking
observed,
sweet.
I was banker.
That's true. You were banker. You were a very good banker.
Not really.
So, good job.
That game with those giant little...
The walls?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
If you've played Catan before, basically what's Game of Thrones Catan is, it's like a normal Catan game where you have a fucking wall, like, right above the board, like the wall.
And you have wildlings trying to get over the wall.
You have wildly trying to cross the wall, and if they cross the wall, you can't collect on any of the spaces they land on after that. So you have to, like, collectively defend the wall with your opponents while also trying to win the game like normal.
I would have loved to see the wildlings just fucking run amok.
I didn't build a single soldier on the wall. I was like, I want to see the chaos happen. So it didn't, though. Nothing like that happened, and Robin won, I think.
Yes, I did.
Fudge you. Fudge you and your stupid red-eyed face.
Oh, is it really that bad still?
No, it's gotten way better since you were putting in the drops. So, right on.
Right.
Don't think we have anything else.
No.
If you guys have any opinions or any companies that you'd like to see bought by Microsoft or any companies that you think should merge, tweet at
Microsoft.
Microsoft. Tell them, like, God, guys, get to it. Tweet at the Robin Grace, and she'll just text Phil and be like, "Hey, bae,
Can you buy this for me?
Hey, baby.
Or
Can you buy this for me? Oh my god.
That's
right? There
what
go.
you need to ask him, so you can just
Tweet
buy
at
it.
nerd_chills, which is the show's Twitter. You can go to facebook.com/nerdchillspodcast. You can also go to nerdchills.net, or you can email us at nerdchills@nerdchills.net. If you want to reach out to me, I'm Malum, MAYLUM, on Malum at nerdchills.net. You can also tweet at me at the Adam Diaz. I think that's my stuff. Go check out the Patreon if you guys want to kick some stuff in. You do get early access. We have some other tiers for you to check out as well. It really helps us up the production value. I'm hoping with tax return I can get a little bit of a setup going so we can start doing some live streams of some stuff.
Yeah.
I really want
our board game nights would be fun to do.
I really want to get a few webcams, and just as cheap as I can set it up where we can have a live stream of like, here's the board and here's like everyone sitting around playing, and have like a Yeti mic in the middle. Or if I had the money, I'd get lapel mics. They're kind of expensive to get decent ones though, where everyone would be mic'd up so you could hear what's going on. But we're going to start doing a few Let's Plays. We're definitely going to do a Monster Hunter Let's Play here in the near future, so I'm really excited for that.
Maybe I should stream it tonight.
Charlie picks up the
maybe
game.
tomorrow.
That'd be cool.
Oh wait, yeah, no, I don't know.
So tomorrow is Monday, and that would be the day this releases. So if you see Nerd Chills go live, it's just Nerd Chills. That's our name on Twitch, I'm pretty sure. So check us out.
Nerd Chills
Okay,
Gaming.
Nerd Chills Gaming on Twitch. So check that out. Follow us there. Fun stuff. CJ, what's your social media stuff?
Everything is just at Sacred Infinity, so Sacred Infinity at nerdchills.net. Twitter, Sacred Infinity, and Twitch.tv is also Sacred Infinity, no spaces.
Awesome. Charlie, where can they find you if they would like to?
You can email me, Charlie at nerdchills.net, or you can go on Twitter. It's Charlie with an EY _ NC is in nerdchills.
And it's a capital NC, right?
I don't think it matters.
Yeah.
Oh, it does matter. I tried to look. It was very
Capital
hard.
NC.
Okay.
Charlie _ capital N capital C.
So I'm just gonna start spelling it.
There
I
you
don't
go.
know. People have been listening. Just go to Nerd Chills. I'm like one of their followers. It's fine.
We have a bar on nerdchills.net on the left side which shows our most recent tweets.
Oh,
So even though we don't update the
that's
website that
fancy.
often, you see our Twitter feeds get updated because usually we share news on there a lot.
Ah, neat.
Yeah, and let
And,
us know if people like want us to do more contests. We have a lot more physical stuff, and we'd love to do contests. I just feel like we don't have a lot of people that talk to us. Our group, our base is silent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have people that download
Talk
us pretty
to us.
consistently.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But yeah, some of us don't reach out. Like some of my friends that
We're
listen will text
accessible.
me randomly, and they're just like the 56 episode 56. Like I had a friend text me right away at the beginning. He's like, "I love how you said 56." Then we went back and forth. Like I don't know if I got the story right. And then we went back and forth, and I totally nailed the story, so I felt better about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, let us know, guys.
to us.
Interact with us.
Yeah, I
Boop,
dare
boop.
you.
I guess because gamers
Triple
are.
dog dare you.
Ooh, shit!
What?
Gauntlet has been laid down. She triple
What?
dog dared our
Oh.
listeners to reach out to us. So cool. Robin, where can they find you?
At the Robin Grace at all social media platforms.
And if they wanted to buy some nerdy shit,
the Robin's Kawaii Corner, all one word on Etsy. You can just put it in the search bar.
Robin's Kawaii Corner.
Yeah.
Cool. Good. to
Not
know.
kawaii, but kawaii.
Kawaii.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
because kawaii means
We needed
scary.
to spell everything.
Sorry.
Good
Yeah.
stuff. That's everything we have for episode 57. So thank you for listening, guys. We really appreciate you. Who wants to do the sign out? Oh, Robin volunteered by
no!
raising her hand. Robin, go
Damn
ahead
it.
and sign us out.
Take a chill pill. We'll talk to you guys next week.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.